Gary Neville, Paul Scholes, Ian Wright, Glenn Hoddle, Jill Scott, Roy Keane, Simon Jordan, Jamie O'Hara. These are just a handful of football people who have had their say on Tottenham Hotspur this week. And Tottenham seem to be back in the conversation of football once again. And we all know why. It's because of their dramatic win against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. So, today on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, I'm going to be answering the question, are all these pundits right about Tottenham Hotspur? And if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then drop a like, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and also leave your comments about what you think of the pundits' opinions. So yeah, the main focus on this video is the comments that Glenn Hoddle, an absolute Tottenham legend, my dad's favourite player. I actually met him recently, which was a very big moment for me. I actually met him at a local golf club, which was quite funny. Wanted to get a cheeky picture of him. I'll put that on screen right now for you guys. But yeah, his recent episode of the overlaps stick to football. And if I have to put it in simple terms, he held the club to account. And I say, and this video has come on the back of this, Tottenham are back in the conversation again. People are talking about it. There's a lot of debate about, at the weekend, just gone, last week actually, we lose a game against Crystal Palace. And then we have a cup competition that everyone thinks will probably lose, and we beat Manchester City. Funny enough, there's actually been a trend this week on socials about the amount of games Tottenham have lost against lower opposition over the years. Your likes of Bolton's, Blackburn's, Bournemouth's, no disrespect for those teams. But then a few days later, we've beaten Dortmund, Inter Milan, AC Milan. It's pretty Spursy if you can use that term lightly. But as I say, this video is based on what Glenn Hoddle actually had to say, and the guys on the overlap as well, Roy Keane and Gary Neville, in response to various different opinions of the football club. He, really went in, and this was actually towards the end of the overlap episode, so most people might not actually have paid attention to these quotes. But a lot of Tottenham fans will echo what Glenn has said in this video. So without any further ado, roll it.
Glenn, final question on the club you grew up supporting, Spurs. Why have Spurs not won more in the 40, 50, 60 years? Obviously, it's a question that ultimately a lot of people who are associated with the club get asked, but you've been manager there, you played there, you're a club legend. What do you feel is the reason why such a great club hasn't achieved what it should?
Very good question, of which I'm not going to be able to answer it 100%. But I think there is a tradition in that club, winning the double back in the 60s, and the way they played. Even before that, there was a push and run team that was put together. And I think that there's a split in the generations at the moment. There's still got the older generation that are living in them memories, and they want a certain style of play. And it's always been that way. If you didn't play attractive, attacking football, and let's face it, I think a lot of big clubs have that as well, but they've got a lot of players, and you see through the history, that players that you'd go and watch, players that would get you off your seat, players that, if they don't win, but I've gone and watched the best Jimmy Greaves or whoever. So you've got that type of style, and there's a generation that have lived through that, and they're going, well, we're happy with that. You've got a younger generation now that haven't seen us win anything for a long, long time. So there's a split in the camp, if you like. They want to go to school or college or university or their job saying, we've won trophies. Arsenal and Chelsea in London have won them. We've had to be sitting here. So there's a split in the crowd. So I'm hoping that's going to help us in a way, because I think the demands have got to be more that you are successful as a club, and that means winning trophies. Can I put my finger on whatever? I don't know. To do is to dare is the club motto. Perhaps that's not really what it should be.
They don't live to it.
To do is to dare. What does that mean? It's, it's not like, it doesn't tell me that you're saying we've got to control and win trophies and we've got to be the very best, or it's something there I do believe that, I think the club have lost their way a little bit on football side. I think everyone talks about the stadium and the training ground. They don't win trophies. Stadiums, I've never seen a stadium win a trophy. Have you? But it's going to be an old stadium by the time we keep talking about us
But
winning.
if they want something, Glenn, playing like a brand of football that's not really the Spurs way, you're thinking the modern fan should be okay with that.
Well, they've tried that though, haven't they?
Yeah, they've tried it. Yeah, but
They've got Conte in. So
Yeah, but they didn't win anything.
No, I know.
But I'm saying if they brought them in and won something, would they be fine with that, you're saying?
I think there's a massive mistake that Daniel Levy made. Jose gets them to a cup final. Beat a League Cup final. That was the first he won at Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's a stepping stone.
He sacked him.
He sacked him on the Monday. Now, that don't make sense to me. And it never will.
No.
So I don't understand that at all. You bring somebody in to win a trophy, and he's got a good record against Pep as well, albeit against Man City.
Yeah.
And then put a young, a young coach in that's not had any experience. I mean, that just, whoa.
Yeah, but would he be thinking if Spurs had won at that time, that Mourinho then would have a bit more power, he's got a trophy under his belt, or even though the style of football wasn't what they wanted?
Yeah, but that's, he brought him in for a trophy.
Yeah.
You don't give him, holding him the sweets then and then take it away. You're not having them sweets.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted, and it would have been a stepping stone.
Right.
And who knows, if he'd have stayed, there might have been another trophy. And then there's a, but I don't think the attitude has been the football comes first. He would have sacked himself, wouldn't he? Let's be fair. After 6 years, if he was looking at himself and he's won one trophy.
Yeah.
He's done a fantastic job. Don't get me wrong. Daniel's done a brilliant job with the stadium, running of the business. Unbelievable. But is it to the detriment of is it the best teams that we can really actually get and go and get the best players? Everyone wants to play in that stadium. There's a lot of good things about Tottenham to go as a player to go and join Spurs. But
Is there a weakness at the club or whatever about the business side of it? No, we have a chat here and we criticise him that Spursy tag.
Yeah.
It's hard to shake off, isn't it?
Yeah.
When
It
they
is.
lose certain cup games, I know it's not hard to win league titles, well, in Europe. But you're looking at league cups and teams who've knocked Spurs over the last few years going,
oh yeah.
really?
Yeah.
No, but I see that I don't understand because they've played less.
Ian's very upset with this chat.
Yeah, I'm betting. I bet he is.
No, I'm not a gaffer. I'm just saying, I totally understand. I can see what Roy's saying. I'm saying, yeah.
No, but play your best teams. I mean, I saw the team you put out last year against Fulham, and I'm like, no, they just went to Arsenal and drew, and we get beat there. But in a way, for Spurs, and this is just for us to win something. Now, as I said, Mourinho won his first trophy at Chelsea, was a League Cup. League Cup and FA Cup is a stepping stone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
You know what it's like.
Yeah.
You win something, you go again. You believe you're going to win it. You've broke the back of it.
Yeah.
You've gone over that line and you go, hey, you know what? We're going to do it again next year.
Saying that Arsenal won the cup 5 years ago and they've not really kicked on. So, it can go the other way as well.
Spurs league.
But then, I knew that Roy was going to say that. But, I just hope that United can just get it right. I know they've won a couple of cups.
We've not mentioned United today, have we?
Yes, you got your way right.
So yeah, you can really see that Glenn Hoddle is passionate about what he's saying about the football club. It's, that's a Spurs fan right there. That's a boyhood fan who's played for the club and wants to see the club achieve various things on and off the pitch. And, I relate to it. I agree with a lot of what he said there. Tottenham at the moment, in the last few years, since Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte, there's been a bit of a disenfranchised. And he does say a lot about the fan base. There's different generations of Spurs fans who have different opinions. Those who have experienced the glory days that we saw back in the day. My father, for example, has seen Tottenham win more than one trophy, but I've only seen one trophy. But, I'm a Spurs fan who I'm sometimes a bit optimistic. I have faith in the manager and I feel like something could be achieved, but I criticise the owner because although he's doing a lot, off the pitch, NFL, concerts, the stadium, the training ground, we're not seeing any rewards on it. No spend in a calendar year, for example, comes to mind. But he even, talks about the Jose Mourinho situation of sacking him the week ahead of a Carabao Cup final. And that's been the big topic of the conversation this week, the whole, should Spurs prioritise the trophies again? And I've mentioned it, in recent videos. We've gone through again in the Carabao Cup. We're now in the quarterfinals. Not many games there. You've got the Europa League. If we win that, we qualify for top four. Do we necessarily need to, go really gung-ho in the Premier League and actually, get top 4 when we could win a trophy and also get Champions League football. Like, there's just been that whole discussion, when it's come around Manchester United as well. Is league form or a cup win more a measure of success? Because, footballers play football to win trophies. Will you be remembered as much if you finish top 4 a couple of times? I mean, Levy loves the financial gain from it, but we want to see a bit more. And funny enough, Ange Postecoglou in his press conference actually reacted to, the talks of top 4 and trophy and made quite interesting reading.
And you and Villa are both on the same kind of trajectory. Last season, Villa finished 4th, which is perceived by most of this country as a trophy. I know, not by you, but in terms of some people see that as being a trophy.
Yeah, but there isn't a trophy though, is there?
No, it isn't a trophy. No, you're absolutely right. But Arsene Wenger's to blame for that, not me. But in terms of you're 3 rounds away now from winning the League Cup and winning your trophy, is that what you would prefer this year? A silver to 4th place?
No, I want it all. I want it all, mate. I want everything, and it sets me up for people to maybe ridicule me at the end of the year because I've said I want it all and I fall short of that. But I'll take the biggest bite I can, mate, and see what comes out of it. So we'll see. We'll go for everything.
So I'll repeat that key quote again, actually, because I think it's really telling. He said, no, I want it all. I want everything, mate. It sets me up for people to maybe ridicule me because I said I want it all. And of course, there's a chance of falling short, as is the case with anything. But I will take the biggest bite I can and see what comes out. Again, Ange doesn't beat around the bush with some of his quotes. I find it quite bullish, actually, that this is his opinion. He wants success at this football club. He wants to achieve. That against Manchester City in the Cup was very, very good. It was a good performance. It was polar opposite to what we actually saw against Crystal Palace at the weekend. So maybe we are more good to be a cup, more appropriate to go for a cup competition this year. And, I've seen many Tottenham fans, whether they've rung talkSPORT or they've, in the street saying, maybe we should just go for this trophy and get the hoodoo off our back. And none more than talkSPORT's very own Jamie O'Hara had something to say on that as well.
Let's go to Joby, who's a Spurs fan. Joby?
Evening, guys. You all right?
All right, Joby. How are you?
Joby? Yeah, very well, mate. First point is absolutely delighted with the win tonight. I don't know if you agree with me, Jay, but I just think it feels a bit more than a normal win. What do you think?
Whooping. Look, we needed to win the game. He put a strong side out. I thought we played well. Man City they did make some changes. They've got some injuries. We know that. He hasn't played Haaland. So he has, he has shown his hand really in saying that this is not a tournament he wants to win. But he's still Man City, and you still got to knock them out. And I thought, and it gives us now an opportunity to get to the semi-final and see what happens.
100% agreement, and obviously we've got Jace there. It's part of the show, the Chelsea-Tottenham rivalry. But every time a bit of Tottenham chat comes up, he's like, "You're still Spurs, and you've won nothing." But I just wanted to say, Jace, that time when Tottenham do finally win it, it's gonna feel a lot to the Spurs fans, and you won't have your little saying no more, will you?
I'll probably be dead. I won't be here, mate.
No, great night. And obviously, when that trophy does come, Jason, you won't have your little saying no more. So.
Yeah. You know what? Ange is under a bit of pressure, though, I think. I think that's why he played
himself under pressure.
Yeah, I know, but that's why he played the team he played tonight.
But I've just got one of them feelings, and I was going to say also, Jay, that imagine if we have Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final and we do them.
Listen, man, that'd be worth finishing 15th.
And we're all getting bored of Jay saying...
Well, I'd happily finish... Hold on,
go on, say it.
I would happily finish 15th in the table this season and beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final.
100%. And obviously, we've got Jay there. Spurs this, Spurs that. You've won nothing.
15th.
Mate, I'll finish 17th.
15th. No, hold on. Joby,
mate, if we beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, I'm happy to finish 15th.
Just who we are, mate.
I'll take that all day. Imagine. That's a big result.
Let me ask you this, right?
Go on.
Finish the Perriers, right?
Yeah.
Finish 15th and win the Carabao Cup, right?
Beat Arsenal.
Right, beat Arsenal in the final.
Yeah.
Finish 4th and lose in the final to Arsenal.
15th.
100% taking the 15th in the cup.
I don't know what I'm working
Losing
with.
to Arsenal? Are you joking?
I don't know what we're working with.
Are you joking? Losing to Arsenal in the final? Well done. You got top 4. We'll get laughed out the room again. Oh, and you'll be coming here going, well done, finish 4th, well done. Can't win it. Can't win a trophy though. Can't win a trophy. You get all that from you.
I know. The thing is though, I have to remember. To be fair, you're right. You're 100% right. I have to remember what you've had to live through, and I can't get there. It's like even if I try and put myself there, it's like asking me now if I had to lose to Spurs in the. No, you see, I'm with you now. It must be terrible being a Spurs fan. You've got to put yourself...
The thing is, Jace, this is what I'm saying.
Joby...
Think about the other Tottenham listeners we've got, mate, and they're all getting bored of your little slanders.
I'm trying to feel for you, mate.
When we do finally win that cup, it's going to hit different.
I know. Do you know what? You are a little... When you really are Spurs, aren't you?
Shut up.
No, but you
so
are,
what are you going to say when we finally win one, though?
You'll still come up with something,
do you know what, Joe? But I don't know, but...
No, because you're not going to have your little catchphrase anymore.
No, I will. I'll come up with another one, Joby.
Well, what's it going to be, though?
Well, I don't know yet, but there'll be something out there because you're just Spurs.
Yeah, I know
Joby.
you love saying it, but I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of Tottenham listeners that listen to the show. I've listened to the Sports Bar for a very long time. It's a great show.
Okay.
Obviously, you're going to keep saying, but I'm telling you, it's going to hurt you a little bit when we win that trophy.
I don't know whether it will, Joe.
It will. It will.
I tell you,
the amount you go on about it, mate, it will.
I know, but the thing is, when you've reached the heights and seen the mountains that Chelsea have climbed and scaled and won...
Well, I knew you'd go back to that.
No, but it's
like Porsche and we're a Ford Fiesta.
No, but you're. Do you know what it's like? It's like.
You can't relate because you're not a Tottenham fan, but I'm telling you straight, mate, it's going to hit different.
Listen, Joe, I'm going to move on.
Yeah,
listen, Joe, we'll get it done. I think we've got chances. Good chance.
I can't put myself there, mate. No, I don't. Do you know what, right? I pity you.
Yeah.
I do. I pity you.
Well done.
So 17th, so you just miss out on relegation to win a trophy. I mean, I want to see more trophies. I would love to see another trophy, sooner rather than later, especially under this manager, because the style of football I really enjoy. I know the defence is maybe not as there as much as maybe under Pochettino, but it is good, attractive football. It's more the Spurs way, like Hoddle did say earlier on. Whereas the Mourinho, the Conte, it wasn't really, even at the moment, I've seen some people say like, oh, Conte, doing really well at Napoli. I don't buy it. Like, it's just, he's getting the most out of Lukaku and McTominay and Billy Gilmore. That's not going to last. I can't see that happening whatsoever. And actually, what was quite good, another thing that came out of this was Simon Jordan said some really good points about, Tottenham and Ange and sort of what we can expect towards the end of the season.
Listen, chapeau to you. You were right. Ange and Tottenham did it.
Yeah.
And you thought if there's maybe not a surprise, but you thought if this was a chance that they might well take, well, they took it.
Well, it wasn't complimentary, actually, what I was saying. I wouldn't put it past Tottenham to win this evening and go lose against someone less auspicious in the next round, because that's what they're currently doing. You go on, Tottenham. You've just smashed Man United. Go on, Tottenham. You've just done this to West Ham. Up rocks the next side that you think that on paper they should beat, Crystal Palace. They lose. Now they've beaten Manchester City. They've done it well. What was that version of Man City? It was a much reduced one, but notwithstanding it, so was Spurs a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they go and draw Man United.
Yeah.
So if they're going to win a tournament, they're going to win a tournament by beating sides in it.
Yes.
So good luck to them.
Good luck to them. We're going to hear from Ange Postecoglou in a second. I mentioned in the introduction, Simon, it's quite interesting. The first time in 14 years, all 8 League Cup quarter-finalists are Premier League sides. What do you think? A positive or a negative? Years ago, there was intrigue when it was the Swansea-Bradford final.
Yeah.
And I was at that. What do you think?
I mean, there would have been intrigue in certain aspects of football and disinterest in others, because it's not going to be sold, is it, in terms of the world isn't going to respond to Swansea versus Bradford. They are in Swansea and they are in Bradford. And they will in the regions of the EFL as some sort of validation for certain aspects of that framework representing itself. Listen, I think it's a great competition. I'm a major advocate of it. When I first bought Crystal Palace, the first season that we had, we got to the semi-finals of this cup. And we played Premier League opposition. We played Sunderland in the quarterfinals at the time that were going very well. I think Peter Reid was managing them and they were doing very well in the Premier League at that time. We played Liverpool in the semi-finals, won the first leg and lost the second. So I appreciate this tournament.
Not bad. Yeah.
And the fact you've got 8 leading lights in it. Some people will say, like with the configuration of the FA Cup that's now weighted in favour of the Premier League sides, that, oh, here we go, it's only the dominant forces in football.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that the money comes with these guys and the interest comes with these guys, and the EFL will have a mixed emotion towards it because, A, it's their cup. They want it to be given the sort of representation and feel that the top clubs will give it by being in it, because it's more marketable, more sellable and more watchable to some people.
Sure.
The other side of it is they want their guys to be participating as long as they possibly can. So it's good and bad. Good and
bad. We mentioned Tottenham. They were at home to Manchester City. Pep's got his problems. We'll hear about them in a second, regards injuries. But Ange Postecoglou, is he set to deliver on his second season trophy promise? They won. And Ange was delighted.
My last win's always my best win. Like I said, I continue to see growth in this group of players and this team. And, I want them to have these moments because I know how important it is to accelerate the growth of what we're doing. Nothing really changes. It's about trying to continually, push this group to become the team we want to be. We're not there yet, fair to say. But as I said yesterday, I'm really optimistic and bullish about this group of players. I just think they've got a really high ceiling, and we've just got to keep focusing on that.
Yeah.
I agree with it. What does that win do for him?
Well, I mean,
and them.
Again, I quote Graham Souness. Graham Souness often says there's two types of managers, or not two types of managers, there's two versions of the manager. When they win and when they lose. Right? And we haven't seen Arne Slot yet in terms of when he's particularly lost anything besides the Forest game. And Ange Postecoglou has a different tone, texture, feeling about the way he operates with the media when he wins a football match than when he loses a football match. You get a slightly belligerent, truculent Ange Postecoglou after he's lost the game because he has to answer questions he doesn't want to.
Yes.
In this game, he's prepared to answer questions and he's prepared to tell you how wonderful this group of players is. And I watched him yesterday doing the way he talks to the media is very strange. He's a strange brew. I like him a lot. I like a lot about him, but he doesn't engage with the interviewer. He spends his entire time looking down at his feet until he's finished the interview. Then he looks up and then he leaves. That might be an intolerance, but I like him. I think there's a lot of work on this Tottenham side because culturally they're still not right. You don't put performances in against Palace the way that you did and performances in against Brighton in the second half if you are a club that's getting close to all the things that he will need to be able to achieve the outcomes that he thinks he wants to get with Tottenham.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the resilience or the seemingly below veneer deep belief, because otherwise you would back up results. So good result last night.
Yeah.
Bad result on Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do on the weekend.
So in conclusion, there's a lot to really take from this about all the different quotes that have been said. Like, how do I sort of see this season going? At the beginning, I did think, maybe top 4 and a trophy is possible, but the Premier League is very competitive. I can see us picking up wins here and there, but I guess what you need for a good Premier League campaign is consistency, and that is somewhere we are lacking at the moment. Whereas with a trophy, you do have to ride your luck a bit. I mean, our 3 Europa League games have not been the prettiest, but we've got 9 points on the board. The cup competitions, we just about scraped past Coventry, and then against City, was there a bit of luck towards the end with Basuma? Who knows? But I feel like maybe the cup is the thing to get. The thing is, I feel like Spurs fans get, soaked up in this banter about cup competitions and whether, do we actually need to win something to prove ourselves, or are we actually just, getting the haters off our back? And it is a right mixed sort of debate, because I feel like I can see it from both sides. Like, as I say, I'd love to win something. I'd love to see something a bit more. If we'd won that Champions League final in 2019, what could have happened? If we'd won that Carabao Cup under Jose Mourinho, what could have happened? It just makes you think that, we've never really met our full potential. I always say about Spurs, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But I'm hopeful still under Ange Postecoglou we can achieve more. Manchester United in the next round, bit scary, but I fancy us to do something in that competition and really put our stake down as a top club. But who knows? Couple of games till Wembley, we could be lifting it. Fingers crossed. So let me know in the comments down below, what would you take this season? Do you want to win a trophy, or are you more keen to get higher up that table and get top 4? Let me know your thoughts, and if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell, lets you know when I've gone live. And until next time, see you later.